I was having a great conversation the other day with one of my coaches, and we were discussing, next steps with like training and moving forward and really putting the pedal down for this push towards a triathlon race coming up in September. Now I know it's 3 months away, but last summer was not a good race at all, and ultimately I'm responsible for how that turned up and not being physically prepared, and certainly wasn't prepared mentally. And that's what we were talking about is, so I've been working with this person for a long time, and where I was last year at this time to today. And last year was pretty rough, and there were I had a lot of questions about things that a lot of people have shared that I'm never going to have the answer to for whatever reason. But it still causes me to pause and think about not what I could have done differently in the situation, because I don't know, something it's difficult to discuss, because how do you know like what to change if the person that leaves you for somebody else has walked into the same life they had with you, right? So I don't take a lot of it at face value, because whatever, you got caught and came up with your stuff to share about the situation. But as far as where I'm at now and different, I think the professional side, I think, has gotten a little better. Like, we've talked about where we were and what we're doing now, and I think for me, the 23, 24, I look at things like a school year, right? The 23, 24 school year is like a hot mess of just a series of bad events gone awry that, some things were within my control and others weren't, and that's how the situation ended. But coming out of that and being more cognizant of my reactions to things, and I think I've always been a pretty, laid back, kind of not really taking things too personally, or at least showing it on the exterior, but really digging at me on the inside, is where I've really thought about how to rise up from the ashes, if you will, of the worst 18 months of my life, I suppose, to not so much starting over, but I guess it will be a new chapter once everyone signs on the dotted line. Everyone signs on the dotted line and shares everything else that led to why they need to sign on the dotted line. So for me, I feel I'm in a much better place. Got a great support system, which I've written about ad nauseum with regard to athletes and coaching and environments. But I think there's something to it also when it's just us as individuals, right? And that everybody, I firmly believe, everyone needs a light giver. Everyone needs an Aaron in their life, someone that's going to believe in you wholeheartedly, no matter what, more than you can believe in yourself sometimes. And I think the strength and the not so much motivation and inspiration, but when knowing that there's people that support you no matter what, and that you're going to have that at least in my situation, has made me feel not so much more fearless, but willing to share more and vocalize more and think about things from a different lens and a different perspective. And it's not the situation that defines you, but how you define yourself, right? Like, I'm not just a track coach, and I'm not a college professor, and I'm not just a dad, and all these things. Like, I'm Charles Inferna, and I have come to the realization that there's you and you, and it's time, and it's sometimes things just take a little time to play themselves out. And I am not a patient person, and everybody told me that as such last March. Like, it just takes time, and it's just something that you're going to need to really work through on your own, with people that you feel comfortable talking to. But ultimately, it's a time thing, and it's different for different people. And I'm glad I found Aaron when I did in August, because that was pretty tough, those few months leading up to that. And it's made me appreciate things more. Not that I took, my marriage for granted. Like, I don't think I would ever say that. But there are some things now that I just appreciate more, and I'm in the moment more, and I just bask in that more. And it feels good, and it feels good to be able to talk about it, and it feels good to be able to share that with others. And I think others need to hear it, and that things are going to be okay. I didn't believe that for a long time. I didn't believe that things were going to be okay. I thought it was going to get worse, and it almost did, and then it didn't. And just steady as we go, one day at a time, moving forward towards trying to accomplish some goals and realize some dreams, but it really is steady as we go.